So next, we're going to talk really briefly on the roadmap for SATA and SAS. Because SAS is a server applications, the need for the bandwidth is more critical, while SATA, the cost is more important for the member. So for SAS, that is a roadmap to go to 12 gigabits per second, and the spec would come sometime around end of next year. But right now, there are a lot of work going on to define the channels, the specifications, and what are the requirements to make that speed successful. There is a draft spec available today for the 12 gigabits per second, and the minimum rise time defined in the spec is 20.8 picoseconds. And if we were to do the bandwidth equation, we are able to calculate that you need about 27 gigahertz of bandwidth in order to capture the fast rise time from the SAS 12 gig signal. As you all know, at 12 gigabits per second, it is really difficult to have an open eye at the end of the channel and at the receiver. Most of the time, the eye would actually close up at the receiver or at the end of the channel. So in the spec, the standards has been doing a lot of work to curate ways to open up the eye, and some of the methods are using a decision feedback equalizer or a DFE at the receiver, and they are defining a 5 taps DFE implementation at the receiver. And at the same time, they also define a new requirement, which is called the back channel adaptation. So that is a way for the receiver to calibrate the FFE on the transmitter. So with the back channel adaptation, there is a need to move the measurement point at the connector to the pin of the chip. In order to do that, you need to provide the S parameter of the trace and perform a de-embedding on using your scope in order to move the probing point to the pin of the chip. So it's really important for you sometimes to make the measurement at the pin, because you can isolate the problem from the pin and also at the connector. So you may have a good performing chipset, but because of the trace having too much loss, you get a poor performance at the connector. So having the ability to probe at the pin and the connector allows you to isolate and fix your problem. So there are test fixtures available that allow you to connect to the interface of the SATA and SAS connectors, as well as a probing solution that Agilent provides to help you look at those signals.